This is Jesse at DC Auto Repair, and as your eyes begin to watch this video and your ears begin to hear my voice, you might ask yourself the question that many other Americans and car drivers across the world are asking. What is the reason that transmissions don't have a dipstick tube? We've actually going to dig into that a little bit in this video. Lots of car owners are very frustrated that manufacturers have decided to eliminate a transmission dipstick tube. And when they sell the car to the customer, they tell them, your car has a lifetime transmission in it, therefore you don't have to check the fluid. It's a sealed transmission. It's good for life. Well, let's dig into that a little bit. So the number one reason why manufacturers went away from dipsticks in transmissions was a couple different reasons. Reason number one being the cross-contamination. Sometimes people would pour the wrong fluid into a transmission. Wrong fluid in a transmission can obviously not be a good thing. Transmissions are very fluid specific. The second thing is just think about it. If you're producing millions and millions of cars and you can eliminate a dipstick tube and a dipstick, then you've cut down a lot of cost in production, right? You're going to be able to make cheaper cars or cut a lot of dollars off the bottom line so that it can turn into more profit for the car manufacturers. So, that being said, now let me tell you the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is there is no such thing as a lifetime transmission fluid. There is no fluid that is good for the life of the transmission. So there's a sealed transmission, there's transmissions that take special tools to service them, special tools to fill. Some of them have a special fill procedure. All those things are designed for technicians that are experts, professionals, and trained in their field on how to do it per OEM specs. That being said, the science of it is every fluid at some point in time breaks down. The fluid is always the very first thing that breaks down in a component, whether we're talking about a cooling system, whether we're talking about your engine, whether you're talking about your transmission, your rear end, transfer case, whatever it is on whichever vehicle, the fluid is always the component that breaks down first. It's just science. It's the way science works. The fluids fail first. They have to contend with dirt. They have to contend with moisture, humidity in the air, different things like that. Even on a sealed transmission, you've got the components inside the transmission that are warming up, cooling down, warming up, cooling down. You drive it on a winter day, you get the transmission up to operating temperature, and then you go park it in your garage at night, and it gets cold that night. There's still moisture that can happen inside the transmission from the difference in the temperature exchange. So that's one way. That's one very small way that contamination over time, over a long period of time, over 30 to 40, 50, 60,000 miles can happen. I've had several different vehicles, especially on the Chevys, where the transmissions would come in and the fluid would never ever be serviced. They was told it didn't need to be serviced or it wasn't a priority. And then when this vehicle's got 126,000 miles on it, this customer's sitting here and they're all perplexed and they're wondering, why am I now spending between $6,000 and $8,000 on a transmission and I'm still making an $800 a month car payment on this vehicle? What I have noticed is that our clients are very good about changing their engine oil. For years and years, American consumers especially have been taught that you have to change your engine oil on a regular basis, right? We still to this day have clients that feel like their engine oil has to be changed every 3,000 miles, even though now we have different products that we can put in. We use different oils so that we can now get 5,000, 10,000, and 12,000 miles out of one oil change. We still have a few select people that no matter what, they come in every 3,000 miles for an oil change. They never ever touch the other fluids in the vehicle though. They don't touch the coolant They don't touch the transmission. They don't touch the differential. They don't touch any of the other fluids. They just touch the engine oil, because that was what they was taught years and years ago, 40 years ago, was just do the engine oil. Today's vehicles behave differently. And coolant, transmission fluid, whatever the fluid is, it's always the first thing to break down. Once the fluid breaks down, the lubrication is broken down, then metal components start wearing out. In a transmission, it leads to hard shifting, not shifting, erratic shifting, slipping, excessive heat because of excessive wear within the parts. There's a whole myriad of different things that happen within that. Our job is to educate you, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what you're doing for yourself. You are such a hero by watching this video that you're learning a little bit more about how to take care of yourself. Just think about it. Anything in life, yourself, your house, anything, you give it just a little bit of maintenance, it performs so much better. So any fluid system on your vehicle has a service interval. The manufacturer is going to tell you, even on a sealed lifetime transmission, some of the manufacturers will still tell you that really should be taken in and serviced every 30 to 60,000 miles. They also tell you it should only be taken to the dealership to do that. There's not 100% truth to that. The truth of the matter is a fantastic shop with the right equipment, the right tooling, and the right training can actually handle that service for you. We've invested a lot of money in machines and a lot of money in training, and we use OEM specific quality fluid to be able to put back in your vehicle. Many times we use fluid that exceeds manufacturer specifications, so the fluid that we actually put back into the vehicle is better than what we pulled out of it. That's a fantastic deal, right? With the outcome of, if you do these services every 30,000 miles as instructed by our maintenance package and many of the manufacturers, then you're going to find yourself spending less and less and less money on repairs because you're simply taking care of the maintenance. Transmission fluid exchange is about $300, $350. A cooling system fluid exchange is a couple $100. A brake fluid exchange, we might talk about brake fluid here before too long. A brake fluid exchange is less than $200, right? But here's the caveat. You neglect those things, the fluid wears out, the component wears out, and then you find yourself being that perplexed customer wondering, why am I spending $6,000 to $8,000 on a major component repair and still spending $800 a month on a car payment? I can help. And that's what I'm going to do today. Feel free to come by, check us out. We'd be glad to help you. And I'll see you in the next video.